Hi everybody, how are you? It's Mike Andrew once again providing a short video with practical insights as it applies to business and leadership. The other day I got a message from a colleague who was studying for her MBA. And apparently in her classroom the topic of diversity came up. So she sent me a message and asking me, Mike, do you believe in diversity in the workplace? And that question sort of made me smile because my immediate reaction was, who doesn't? Who doesn't believe in diversity in the workplace? We all do, or a very high percentage of us do. The case does not need to be made. We're all on board. I'm certainly on board. But let me give you my practical perspective on diversity, because I think it's been completely misrepresented over the years, honestly. I'm no expert in diversity, but we all, like you, we all have our experiences with diversity, what it means. In my opinion, what diversity does not mean, and what's been promulgated over the years, is it does not mean making sure we have enough male or female and different races, nationalities. That's a small part of it, and that does a pure injustice to those that promote diversity in the workplace. It's not about that at all. I'll tell you what it is about, as well as those things. It's about diversity of thought, diversity of perspective, diversity of work style. You know, it's about, can you imagine working on a key initiative and having somebody from engineering, from sales, from customer experience, from program management, all there in the meeting, coming at it with different perspectives. It's looking at, it's making sure you're bringing in diverse skills and perspectives, those that think conceptually, that are creative, that generate ideas, that look at what-if scenarios, and balance that with those that are more practical, looking at the now what, next steps, actions, and following through on those actions. We need both. It's looking at, in the meeting, when you're having a meeting, you got the quiet introverts. They're thinking things through, and you got the extroverts that are talking out loud and talking while they're thinking. We need both. We got to draw out the introverts. It always amazes me when you draw out the quieter ones, what they're thinking and their ideas. That's diversity. It's diversity in everything, not just race or male or female. It's diversity of thought, of perspective, of thinking, of strengths and style and experience and so forth. That's when you increase your chances of achieving synergy where the whole is greater than the sum of its parts, because you're collaborating with all different perspectives and styles and strengths. I'll give you a personal example of how diversity can be completely misguided. Many years ago, I worked for a large high-tech company. And this is, I just made a career move from finance into management education. And I was one of the management instructors. And one year, I won the prestigious Instructor Excellence Award. And I was young in my career, I was happy about that. And at that time, this company with 120,000 employees, they were way ahead of its time, and they were promoting the whole value of valuing differences. Valuing differences, what we call diversity today. And they were looking for trainers, both internally and externally. We had to bring in a lot of external trainers to train the entire employee population on valuing differences. I raised my hand to volunteer. Instructor Excellence. I was told no. I can't teach it because I'm a white male. Where's the diversity in that? Let me go beyond diversity, because here's one thing that's never talked about, very rarely talked about, and it goes hand in hand with diversity. It's not just diversity. You can't just have good optics of different races and nationalities and so forth in the workplace and say, we're diverse. You've got to make them feel included, welcomed. Inclusive is the word they use. You can't have diversity without inclusivity. You need both. You need people to feel wherever they come from, included, welcomed. Personal experience, you know me by now that I live and work in Saudi Arabia. Never in my life have I ever felt so welcomed and included as I feel with my company and in the kingdom of Saudi Arabia. I experienced firsthand how significant the word inclusive is in feeling welcomed and included, going along with diversity. Those are my simple, practical views of diversity in the workplace. Who doesn't believe in it? But let's focus on it, in my opinion, in a much broader, realistic sense, not just simplistic as male or female or what race you have. All right? Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time.